in the league. So you have to know personnel and always be there on the catch.
Let's take a look at the St. Joe's lineup. We've already told you about her. That's Franklin, the top rebounder. How about Jaren Garner in her third start of the year? She's filling in for Crystalline Baisden, who has a knee injury. She'll be counted on a lot. In St. Louis, they're durable. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, Kemp and Valit have been playing together since they were kids. Stepanovic is the second leading rebounder in the A-10. We are ready to go. And St. Joe's able to win the tap. Fioravanti giving it to Monahan, who runs the offense. There's Garner. And the jumper for Fioravanti won't fall, and the rebound for Jakubisek. On the fast break right away. Valit misses, but Stepanovic, they get another chance, and a three from France off the back rim. Tracked down by Kemp.
And this is what I meant by disciplined defense. Right there, we didn't see much discipline at all. Two things that they do really well, transition and shoot the three, and they allowed him to have open attempts on back-to-back plays right there.
Cindy Griffin, her 16th year, 10 postseason appearances, the all-time wins leader in the history of St. Joe. She played at the school as well. After the turnover for St. Louis, St. Joe's trying to get some points on the board. Franklin out on the perimeter. Directing traffic is Rule. And unable to connect on that pass to Franklin. Here come the Billikens the other way. And there's the speed of Kemp, but too hard off the glass, and the rebound for Fioravanti. Rule, the senior from Westchester, Pennsylvania. A walk-on her first 3 years. The little engine that keeps this team going, according to Coach Griffin. Now Monahan. Franklin in the low post. She made a couple different moves there, didn't she?
She did. One thing that they're doing really well on her is they're forcing her out of the paint so she's uncomfortable.
Billikens looking to run early, and on the move, able to score is Valit.
One of the reasons that St. Joe's has been able to win 7 out of its last 8 games is because they're a better team all around defensively. But if they continue to allow St. Louis to get out in transition, it's going to be tough to win this one.
Now Monahan pulls up for three. It's way off the mark, but able to track it down. Fioravanti. Nice job on the offensive glass. Jakubisek. And that's a traveling violation for France. Lisa Stone has been at St. Louis now in her 5th year as the head coach, 31st year overall as a head coach. She's won 586 games. The last 2 years have really been special, Allie.
Reigning A-10 Coach of the Year, you got to love her intensity and her passion. You don't have to talk to her very long to see that she really is all in on this great game.
It was a breakthrough year last year. They had their best season in program history, a record 26 wins. Their first ever conference title, a share of that title anyway. Garner on the baseline. Shot clock down to 5, and a nice running, driving score there for Fioravanti, and she has 4. The three from Kemp. The follow won't go, but drawing the foul is Valit.
So this is what Fioravanti does really well. She's a scrappy player. She likes to get those second chance points. She likes to be ready when the first option in the offense isn't there. She's a scrappy player, and you always have to locate her and put a body on her.
Valit, the junior, played in high school with Kemp, and they work together so well. I mean, they've been playing together since they were little kids and recruited hard by Coach Stone. In fact, Coach Stone said she did not miss a game when they were playing in AAU. And
she said it helped it was in Florida, right? Because
yeah,
the weather was great.
Yeah, it was down in Florida. She was at every one of those games for the AAU tournaments. She was relentless in recruiting them.
She wanted to make sure that they knew she was dedicated to them because they wanted to play together and they have such great chemistry. And they've been able to build that over the years, but they're also fun to watch.
Tie game here. 3 minutes and 20 seconds in. We're playing 4 quarters, 10 minutes each quarter. The new rule that came in last year. Speaking of rule, there's Mackenzie rule for 3. You like the 4 quarters, Allie?
I do like the 4 quarters. I think it breaks up the game nicely. I remember when I played in college, it was just so hard to get in a rhythm with the halves and all the media timeouts. And I like the way the quarters break up the game. I don't know necessarily if it's making the game quicker, but which was part of the intent. But I do like what it brings to the table. And the more coaches you talk to, the more you realize that it's been very well accepted in women's college basketball.
And France missed the 3 there. And Coach Stone told us that if she misses 3 shots, that she'll shoot the next 3 with a vengeance. So we'll have to pay attention to that on her next shot. Or
that I'm looking forward to.
Here's Garner, who had the game-winning hoop in the win over Duquesne on Wednesday. Throws it out for a 3 by Rule. Wasn't able to get the friendly bounce. Kemp and Valit. Now France. Kemp, a Player of the Year candidate. The Naismith Trophy could be hers. That 3 is no good by Valit. It's been a slow start on 3s. 0 for 4 for St. Louis. St. Joe's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Valit is shooting 43.5% from 3 over the last 11 games. She definitely has the green light to put it up.
Monahan trying to show some range with that left. And this is going the way of St. Louis. Well, even though the shooting so far today has been shaky, how about the way things have been going for these 2 teams at the top of the A-10, near the top anyway?
Yeah, St. Louis is on a roll. They have the most 3-pointers in all of the Atlantic 10, and they're a team that, they've been hot over the last couple games after, as we talked about, earlier in our open, they got off to a really slow start and a slump over a 6-game period to start conference play, but they're back.
France misses again. So she is 0 for 3 from the field and also has a turnover. A tough start for her. Well, St. Louis, they've been averaging 74.7 points a game. The school record is 74.0 back in 79-80. They might break that record. Though you'd never know it by the way this game is going so far. It's just 4-4. Rule finding Fioravanti. 5 to shoot. She's got to do something. Garner pulls up. Way off the mark. These 2 teams trying to find their offensive rhythm. There's a steal by Garner, and then a scramble for it to tie up, and possession arrow favoring the Billikens. Not much scoring so far with 4:21 to go in the first quarter.
Follows them. I'd like to be one of those people.
I think you are. I followed you here.
There's a lot of hard work that goes into that. I don't think it's that simple.
That's Ali LaForce. I'm Joe Castellano. So far, it's been the Valit and Fioravanti show. They have all the points in this game, but now Kemp ends that as she gets her first 2. How about Stefanovic? Stefanovic with 6 rebounds in this game already for the Billikens.
And what's interesting is rebounding is what's keeping these teams in it. Half of each of their points, not that it was much, but what came on second chance opportunities because nobody's hitting from the field. These teams are combined 4 for 18 to start this game.
Garner dumps it down low, and there is an offensive foul.
So they took Franklin out, and it's because she wasn't having a lot of success. And part of the reason why is because she was being pushed so far out of her comfort zone. St. Louis was doing an incredible job, specifically Jackie Bisek, in pushing her outside of the paint.
Garner picked up the foul there. Valit at 3-point range over to Jackie Bisek. We got a lot of 3-point shooters on this team. And Valit showing why she's one of the best. In fact, the last couple of games, she's been on fire from 3, 8 for 13 coming into this game. 7 points for Valit. Fioravanti. Nice move with the left hand. She has all 6 for the Hawks. Open look for Valit. She's feeling it. 10 of the 12 for the Billikens.
She's had 31 points over the last 2 games. She's shooting over 61% from the field. I mean, she is feeling it, so you might as well feed her the ball as much as possible. What I'd like to see a little more from St. Joe's is you're seeing some movement and some cuts, but when they're bumped on the cut, they're shying away from it instead of going at them. And of course,
another turnover.
They finally decided to go at them, but you see the offensive foul call there. She did raise her forearm up a little bit. Take another look at that deep three. It is pretty. She holds the follow through.
How about the way Kemp tees her up, too? Just sets her up so that she's wide open for that shot. Kemp, the drive. Explosive. 14 points for St. Louis, and it's from Kemp and Valit. They have all of the scoring in the 12-2 run.
St. Louis has to keep the vision open. They're getting sucked out of the paint instead of staying disciplined in that help side defense.
Approaching the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Here's Valu. Garner trying to negotiate her way around the paint and draws the foul. It was a nice job by Jaren Garner to find some daylight.
Here's Kemp, the way she attacks the basket. Notice the no look before she made the crossover. She's such a great finisher. She does such a good job scoring in traffic and making decisions, you know, right in the moment. Talking to Coach, she said it amazes her how quickly she's able to see the floor and make decisions in those situations.
And Kemp, the only player in Billikens women's basketball history with 1,000-plus points and 500-plus assists.
We lost a contact on the floor.
Oh, I know that feeling.
But I think we found it, so that's good news.
You might want to put some solution on that, baby. Because it's going to sting when you put it in your eye. We'll see how that works out for Jaren Garner.
I saw him sweeping the floors before the game, so hopefully it's not too bad. I like the way, though, that St. Joe's is starting to attack the basket and move more offensively. They were stagnant there in the beginning. They were kind of all standing around watching each other. But the last couple of possessions, even though they got the offensive foul call, they attacked the basket. When you're not shooting the ball well, you have to attack the rim.
You know, we've been talking about Kemp and Valit, and they've been together since they were kids. How about being high school teammates on just a great team at Rolling Hills High School in Illinois? Rolling Meadows High School, I should say. And they were 60-9 their junior and senior season. Just amazing. Rolling Meadows High School, by the way, famous alums. Jimmy Garoppolo, the backup quarterback for the Patriots. Patriots fans hoping to not see him tonight, right?
That's right. He could be a potential Brown, I heard. From Cleveland, you know, I'm always looking out for our next quarterback that's not going to make it. I'm just kidding.
Good block by Woods right there for St. Joe's. Gets it back on the other end. So Woods, the defense and then the offense.
Woods comes off the bench to give them that offensive spark. Love the way she cut to the middle of the floor and they found her quickly.
Off the mark for Madison Gitz. St. Joe's trying to cut into the 4-point deficit as we approach a minute to go in the first quarter. Monahan, you can see her ball handling skills, and then the three. But unable to hit. They're 0 for 4 from 3. They get another chance, though. Fioravanti draws the foul. She'll shoot 2.
Let's take another look at this one. Woods using that athleticism. Like I said, she's not the biggest post player, but she's one of the most athletic. Comes down to the other end of the court. And when I said in the beginning of the game she has one speed and it's full go, that's on both ends of the floor. And she brings that spark that they so desperately need when she comes off the bench.
Fioravanti with 7 of the 11 points for St. Joe's. She's 3 of 4 from the field. The rest of the team not shooting well. 1 for 8 for the rest of the Hawks. The senior makes both free throws. Here comes Adasia Franklin back in.
What Franklin needs to do is really use her size and her strength to gain position on the low block. She needs to dictate where she wants to be when this offense starts.
Kemp finds herself open, but can't hit that little shot on the rebound. The foul over the back as Gitz garnered the rebound and then got fouled. First foul on Rule.
Kemp is such a hard player to guard off a ball screen because she can pull up and shoot the three from deep. She loves to attack. She's good both to the right and to the left, so communication is huge on the ball screen.
Bonus situation now for St. Louis. So 2 free throws the rest of the quarter. Then we wipe the slate clean for the second quarter. Skitz makes 1 out of 2. Surprised that she missed one. She's an 85% free throw shooter. Monahan thought about the three, didn't take it. Now Franklin makes her move. The spin double teams, but scores anyway. How about that move by Adasia Franklin? Her first basket.
Before that specific play, they weren't letting her even get the ball in the paint. But once she does, she's extremely dangerous. She's not afraid to pull up if you give her some space, but she's incredible when she attacks the basket.
Down to 6 seconds to go in the quarter. McMahon steps up. No good. And that's the end of the first quarter. St. Louis hanging on to a 1-point lead. We told you it was going to be a close one. It's a good matchup, and it is after 1. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment on CBS Sports.
She always has an arm on her, and she pushes her way outside of the blue. That's great defense. Now, Franklin took a few minutes to sit on the bench, kind of see what was going on the court, and she came back in and attacked the basket and had a more aggressive mentality, so she was able to see what was happening out there. Now we'll see who wins the physical battle in the second quarter.
Coming off a 23-point game on Wednesday against Duquesne, the win that they had, and 16 rebounds in that game. That was her career high as far as points. Rule drives to the basket, nice runner, and that's a 10-1 run for St. Joe's. They have the lead.
That run started when they attacked the basket.
But the answer by Stepanovic, her first basket, to go along with a ton of rebounds, 6 of them in the game.
You know, a lot of people wonder why St. Joe's brings Woods off the bench, because she is the leading scorer and she is such a talented player. Well, they do that because she's able to see the way the defenders are playing. She's able to take a few minutes and get out there and really help her team, and that's what she did. She came in and she got the offense flowing. That's why they went on this 10-1 run, is because she brought some aggressive style of play when she entered the ballgame.
Well, after a great steal by France, Franklin rejects Kemp. You may want to think twice about going up against Franklin there with the size advantage she has. But now Stepanovic, she throws it away. And the steal by St. Joe's, but it's a tie-up, and possession arrow favors the Billikens.
Here's Stepanovic. She has such a quick release. She catches the ball high, and you know the key in the post is not to bring the ball below your shoulders. If you can catch it high and leave it high, that's a great skill and gives you a huge advantage.
Well, the name Stepanovic, a lot of NBA fans remember her dad, Steve Stepanovic, who played 5 seasons in the NBA. She almost got another rebound there, but couldn't come up with it.
She wears number 40, you know?
That's right. Her dad wore 40, star at Missouri in the 80s. And it's a real athletic family that Sadie comes from, as the Billikens will get the ball back here. In fact, 5 siblings for Sadie, and her sisters, Katie and Kelly. They were volleyball players together. Kelly's at the University of Arkansas. Stepanovic is climbing up the scoring list. Right now, 4th. She needs 2 more points to go to 3rd on the St. Louis scoring list. And a foul there is a turnover for St. Louis. Well-rounded player. Rebounds first in the A-10.
When you look at that stat line, you just think reliability. You know, shoots a high percentage, rebounds, does the little things, can provide a scoring spark. She really does it all.
There's Monahan, who just picked up her 2nd foul in that last sequence. So she's got to be careful. Using the screen by Valu. Woods with 4 to shoot. Too strong on that shot. Now Kemp the other way. St. Louis always looking to push it, except here we get to see their set offense.
I get a little anxious and excited every time Stepanovic has the ball in her hand, because she only needs 1 more bucket to move to 3rd all time. And I want to see Dad's face. I'm excited to see the reaction, and it's one of those things when you're an athlete and you have a record and it comes in the middle of the game, you don't know. You know, you don't know when that actually happens most of the time until you're sitting in a timeout and your teammates tell you, hey, you moved into 3rd all time, if they even know.
How about that steal by Mackenzie Rule, getting both of her hands on the ball. And then the 3 for Valu. off the back rim. St. Joe still can't really get the scoring going. They're shooting. They're 0 for 5 from 3 now.
They got into trouble early in this game when they settled for jumpers. It was when they were attacking the basket they went on the 10-1 run. They need to get back to attacking.
Not a good pass right there. And it went off Stepanovic, St. Joe's ball. Each team with 6 turnovers.
Coming into this game, you said, hey, these are great shooting teams. They love to shoot the three-pointer. They don't turn the ball over a lot. Top 2 teams in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio, but we're not seeing that quality of basketball so far in this first half.
Well, off the turnover, Kemp able to deliver. She has 6 now. Rule at three-point range. Hands it off for Valu. Nice spin move and draws the foul, so Valu will go to the line to shoot 2.
St. Joe's is moving without the ball, but when they're setting screens, they're not making contact on the screen, so it's making it really hard for this offense to be effective, and it's relying more on individual players to attack the basket instead of using the offense to their advantage.
Garner comes back in. She started today. And Monahan checks out with the 2 fouls. And there's Valu at the line. And able to cut it down to a 1-point deficit. Gitz, the junior from Fitchburg, Wisconsin. Kemp lobs it down for Stepanovic, but couldn't get set with her feet on that shot. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Woods draws the foul, so it seems like the Hawks are intent on getting towards the basket and maybe getting to the free throw line as much as they can. Second foul, by the way, on Gitz. Chelsea Woods will go to the line. The Hawks' most improved player last year. She won that award. Averaging 13.8 points a game. You know, it's not often, Allie, that you have your leading scorer that comes off the bench like Chelsea does.
They had to make some adjustments earlier in the year based on injuries, and they realized that they were playing better basketball, specifically on the defensive end when they had their bigs in the game. So what they decided to do after Woods had a couple nice games off the bench is, hey, let's keep bringing her off the bench. She can provide a spark for us. We can keep our solid defensive lineup in with our bigs to start games, and we can play both ways.
And she had a broken bone in her foot that limited her early, and then it just becomes more of a familiar role being off the bench. Good defense there by Woods on Gitz. There are no easy baskets really in this game for both teams when they get down low.
Woods showed her athleticism there. She moved her feet. She didn't put her body on her. She kept the distance. That is perfect, straight up, solid defense at the block.
It's been a grinded out game so far. The defenses have been really tight. Nice runner with the shot clock running down for Valit. She has 12.
Well, Cindy Griffin said, we have a lot of success when we can hold teams under 60 points. She said, I don't know with the St. Louis team if we can hold them under 60, but they're off to a good start. They might just be able to.
Garner spinning but traveled in the paint. Valit was up against the shot clock here, and watch what she did.
She just put her head down and said, I'm going in there. Nobody's going to stop me.
McMahon gets it down to Stepanovic. Little high-low game right here. Kemp thought about the 3. Nice fake. Maintains her composure.
St. Joe's doing a great job collapsing to the ball.
8 to shoot. Gitz for 3. Yes! Madison Gitz. Four-point lead now for St. Louis. Woods the reverse, but it's blocked by Stepanovic, and she draws the foul on Fioravanti.
When you have 3 defenders waiting for you inside the paint, you either need to get your body into them, you can't rely on finesse at that point, or you need to look for the kick. What's really remarkable, Joe, is she is cleared to play physically. She practiced with this team. There's her mom at every game just in case she decides to make her debut. She said it's not necessarily the physical part that's keeping her out of games, but the mental part. You know, she had to deal with so much trauma, and she wants to be sure she's mentally and physically ready when she does make her return.
Well, she told us that her teammates inspire her, and she's helped her teammates as well. If they think things are going bad, you say, well, maybe it's not that bad, because look at what Avery's gone through. Here's Garner for St. Joe's and throws it away. They can't connect. You look at the last 10 possessions for St. Joe's, no field goals, 4 turnovers. It's been a rough go of late for Coach Griffin's club.
I like it when Woods does get the ball in the paint, but they're trying to force it in too much to her, to where everybody's standing around watching Woods, giving away exactly what they're trying to do offensively.
France comes in for Gitz for St. Louis. You think about what a different game this is for the Billikens compared to their last game Wednesday at UMass. In the first quarter, Allie, they scored 28 points. They only have 24. We have 3:40 to go in the half.
It's not something you see often from this team.
And Coach Stone was talking about how her offense, you know, sometimes you can talk all you want about what you're doing in the shoot-around and everything, and both coaches were alluding to that. But when you get out in the game, sometimes it's a different story. Woods, that was a tough shot. She has 6 for St. Joe's.
Well, she caught Kemp guarding her. There's definitely a size advantage there. She noticed that right away and knew she had to go up with the shot.
And she exploited St. Louis for 20 points last year. That's no good from Kemp. But Billikens still have it. And St. Joe's owns the all-time series 8-4, but St. Louis has won the last 3 meetings between these two schools. Garner gets a breather. France faking the 3. McMahon makes her move to the basket on Woods, and that was a great move right there. Carrie McMahon, the sophomore from Novi, Michigan, doing the job.
When McMahon gets the ball, you have to know she wants to attack. She can shoot the 3, but she really loves getting to the basket, and she has great body control when she gets inside.
Speaking of body control, about that move right there by Fioravanti, who has 10. Quick passing and a foul called. That's something Coach Stone talked about, moving the ball quickly, making the defense move. You don't want to hold on to it too long. Second team foul there on the Hawks as Franklin checks in. McMahon guarded very closely there by Woods.
Great help side defense. Like I said, you know when she's in the game that she will be attacking the basket, so that help side has to be aware and present, and they have to be waiting for her in the paint.
Possession arrow favoring St. Joe's. Hawks came in 10-12, but 7-3 in league play.
I'm interested to see how Woods and Franklin work together in the post. When those two are in the game together, and they're running a 1-4 high set with the dribble handoff. Beautiful play for a wide open layup.
And Monahan, the sophomore, her first basket. She averages over 11 points a game, third on this team. We're all tied with 2:08 to go.